Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about tax refund, particularly what best to do with your tax refund when you get it. So if you were expecting a tax refund in 2022, you got to pay close attention and stay locked in till the very end of this video for the best ways to use your tax refund, to maximize your tax refund usage. Before we get into the deep details, before we get into the real stuff here, I just want to quickly take a look at how much people received in 2021 and how many people received tax refunds in 2021. So just take a look at this real quick. According to this report from CNBC, right? The IRS issued 128 million Americans tax refunds. So that's over a third of the population received tax refunds in 2021. So the same number should be expected, the same number of people should be expected to receive tax refunds in 2020, roughly the same number in 2022. And the average amount of refund in 2021 was $2,775, right? That was the average amount. So again, if you're wondering what you're gonna get this year, that's between you and your CPA or you and your enrolled agent. So in today's video, we're gonna focus on exactly what to do when you have that tax refund in hand. If you are looking for ways to add more value to the money you've already gotten, or the best ways to use your tax refund. And these are some simple things, that doesn't necessarily have to take a lot out of you, and this will put you in the best position financially if you do these things we're talking about in this video. So let's jump right into the key things, right? Basically, the first one is pretty simple, and most people, this applies to majority of people, to tens of millions of people in America, and this is basically paying down debt. A lot of people have debt. I mean, most of the population, a lot of people in the middle class, the lower class, even the rich folks, they all have debt. So if you happen to have debt right now, especially bad debt, I'm not gonna get into the details, what qualifies as a bad debt, but just for simplicity, if you have credit card debt, if you have your car loans, if you have even your mortgage, depending on what your interest rates are, but whatever kind of debt you have right now, student loan debt, and you get the tax refund, the best thing to do, in my opinion, the very first thing, especially if you do not have any clear investment goals, the best thing to do right now is to pay down that debt, especially if you have a high interest debt. So that's one thing I would advise, not that I'm giving you financial advice, but that's what I would do. You got to talk to your financial advisor. I'm just giving you my opinion based on my research and the insights that I've seen out there from experts. So you got to make sure you pay down your debt. That's something you got to do, because this puts you in a better shape financially, especially your credit card debt. Now, the next thing you got to do, if you have paid down the debt, maybe you don't have any debt, or you choose not to pay down your debt, the next option for you will be to find ways to invest in yourself, right? This is very important. You got to find ways to invest in you. And people don't really understand that they're their own biggest asset. So you are your own biggest asset. And this could be in form of seminars. This could be in form of courses. This could be in form of just buying books on Amazon that you can read to develop yourself. Right? So this is something to do. You got to make sure you get into the habit of investing in yourself. You do not want to blow the money from your tax refund on junk. That's something that most people fall. They see this money as free money. This is not, your tax refund is not really free money. So you want to treat that tax refund money to a highest and best use, right? And one thing I would suggest is just find ways to, pay for new skills. You could pay for mentorship, you could pay for coaching, you could pay to acquire a new skill in form of a formal education or an informal education, different ways, but you got to make sure you invest in yourself, right? So this is very, very major. Now, if you're done investing in yourself, right? which is really not a thing. But if you choose not to invest in yourself, the other thing that you need to do, I'm gonna talk, just stay with me because the very fourth one is really important. But the third thing you need to do is think about your investment goals, right? Think about where you are in life. If you have kids, you may want to put the money into college funds for the kids. If you are close to retirement, you may want to use the money to boost your retirement. And if you just if you have some short-term goals that needs financing, you may want to start saving that money for the short-term goals or the long-term goals as well. Now, that's something that really pays off if you put the money to best use, rather than going out there and buying more stuff just for the sake of buying stuff, or just purchasing junk, the whole impulsive buying because you just have a windfall of cash. Okay, so now number four is very important, right? The fourth thing that you should consider doing, in case none of the first three suits you or works for you, will be to set up an emergency fund. Emergency savings for unexpected. If you've been following these videos or the videos on this channel, you definitely know that I am a big fan of having an emergency fund. So treat that tax refund as an emergency savings, because what happens is when the unexpected happens, again, it always catches people off guard. That's why it is an emergency or the unexpected. You want to make sure that you are covered, right? You want to make sure that you are in a good position to handle an unexpected expense. According to several reports out there, most Americans do not have enough money to handle $1,000 emergency. And this is the reality right now that most of us are facing in this country. So with the tax refund, right, you could basically have some type of financial security against emergencies. I'm not saying it's gonna solve all your problems. Experts recommend you have anywhere from 3 to 6 months of emergency savings. But I would say, anything is better than nothing at this point. So you got to make sure you're putting that money to a good use when it comes to, the free, quote unquote, free money. It's not free money. It's your money that you need to put to work properly. So now that you know some of these tips, now that you've understood that a tax refund is really something that can help you demolish debt or help you get ahead financially if you use it properly, I really suggest, it's up to you at this point. You have the information. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below now that you know what you know. And do you have other suggestions of how other people can use their tax refund money properly? These are things that I think most people should already know, but just don't do it. And the more you apply these things, the better your life will be financially, and the quicker you get ahead. So again, it's been real. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for, tapping in and getting all these tips. And if you did gain some insights, give this video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, you're really missing out. Hit that subscribe button right now. See you in the next video. Stay safe and keep winning.